In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to knit this hat. It's knit in the round using chunky weight yarn. Now, this hat here is for children 8 and up, including teens and adult women. Now, if you want to make it for men, I would recommend that you add 8 or 10 extra stitches, and then you can continue and make the hat however long you want. For this hat here, we're going to do a total of 36 rows, and I love the way how it fits. It's perfect, it's nice and cozy, so I hope you like it as well. So let's get started, and thanks for watching. Okay, to knit this hat, I'll be using these US size 11 8mm knitting needles. These are 16-inch and they're short needles. We're going to be knitting this hat in the round. Now, the yarn that I'm using, this is Lion Brand Wool-Ease Thick and Quick. This is a number 6 yarn, but you can use super chunky or 14 ply. Now, to begin, we need to cast on our stitches. I'm going to show you how to cast on your stitches using the long tail cast on. So here, what I like to do is, because these needles here are too short, I'm going to add an extra needle here. That way this first row here is nice and loose and it's not going to be too tight around the forehead. So to do this, first we need to measure the yarn that we need for our long tail. So wrap the yarn around both needles like this 20 times. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Here we have enough yarn for about 20 stitches. Remove it from your needles. We're going to double it up. We have enough for about 40. Double it up again. We have enough for about 60 stitches. We need to cast on a total of 48 stitches. So here I'm going to make a slip knot. I'm going to go right here, that way this first row is going to be all in white. So now grab both needles, insert your needles through this loop here. Now this is the yarn that we just measured, and this other one here is coming from the skein. Now insert your finger like this, and we're going to go from left to right, and we're going to grab a loop like this. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on until you have 48 stitches. I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I finished casting on my stitches. I have 48 stitches. Now to these 48 stitches, I'm going to add an extra stitch. Now this is just an extra stitch so that we can join in the round. So now I have 49 stitches. Now carefully remove the second needle here. This one, I forgot to mention that this one was 5.5mm. It really doesn't matter. The important thing is that you use another needle here so that this first row here is nice and loose. Now what we're going to do next is make sure that your stitches here are not twisted or anything. What we're going to do to join in the round is the following. This is all the yarn that I had left here. So now we're going to bring this first stitch that's on my left needle onto my right needle. Now bring the last stitch that I cast on. This is to join in the rounds, and bring it over that stitch like this. Now drop it and pull the yarn like this, and that stitch is going to close now, and we're joined in the round like that. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. This is going to be a 1x1 ribbing, and that's all we're going to do throughout the hat. So the first stitch here is knit 1. I forgot to place a stitch marker, but I'll do it at the end. Now the next one, purl, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and that's all we're going to do here for this first row. Continue. I will meet you at the end of this row. I finished the first row. I have 48 stitches. I forgot to mention that when we joined in the round, I was left with 48 stitches. Remember, that last stitch that I cast on was just to join in the round. So now for the rest of the hat, we're just going to repeat the same thing. We're just going to knit 1 and purl 1. Knit 1, purl one, and that's all we're going to do here all around. One thing I forgot to mention, that make sure that this last stitch here is a purl. If for some reason yours is a knit, somewhere here you have either 2 knits or 2 purls, so go back and double check and make sure. So it's very important, that way our pattern works out where you go from a purl to a knit right away. So here, all you need to do is just knit 1, purl 1, and that's all we're going to do basically for the rest of the hat. Knit 1, purl 1. It's a very easy stitch here, and I love the way that the hats fit with this 1x1 ribbing. So continue all around. When you finish this second row, you're just going to pass your stitch marker and then repeat the same thing all around. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, but continue watching. I will let you know exactly how many rows I'm going to do, so I will meet you at the end of that row. I'm almost done with the hat. I have done a total of 36 rows, and it's measuring about 11 inches, which is about 28 centimeters. Now I want this to have a nice wide brim, so that's why I went ahead and did a lot of rows here. Now I decided to use up all of the skein. I think the skein came with a little bit more. I'll go ahead and weigh this after it's done, and I'll let you know how much yarn I have used for the whole hat. But this is all the yarn that I have left from one skein. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 1 row of decreases here, and then we're going to close the top. So here I'm going to place my stitch marker, and all we're going to do here is knit 2 together through the back like this. This is an easy way to decrease, so knit 2 together, and this is the only row that I'm going to do, so that's why I'm going to knit 2 together here through the back. You can also knit 2 together through the front, but it's going to be hard because we have that purl stitch there, so just knit 2 together through the back like this all around. Let's see, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 stitches. I think I have enough to do one last row. I really don't want to waste any yarn here, so I'm just going to knit all around like this. Hopefully I'll have enough. There. Now we're going to remove all of these stitches. Okay, this is all the yarn that I had left. I think it should be enough for us to go all around and remove these stitches. Don't play yarn chicken like I have here, but I think I'll manage. Okay, there. Hold this loop here. Pull the yarn. Now insert your needle like this. And that's going to create a knot there. When we pull here, it's going to close the top of the hat. Now insert your needle through the center here. And pull the yarn here what I like to do is just go around these stitches, but first let's make a knot here. It's trying to open, so do this, make sure you pull this very tight, that way this here closes and this is going to create a knot there. There, perfect. That's not going to open. Now we can go all around. Now we can cut our yarn, and we used up the whole skein. And here's the top. This is how it looks. So the hat is all done. There it is. It's perfect. I tried it on. It fits on me like a glove. I also tried it on my son. He's almost 8 and it fits on him. So I would say that this hat here is for children 8 years and up, including teens and adult women. Now for men, I do recommend that you either add, I don't know, 8 or 10 extra more stitches and make this part here longer. So those are your options. So the hat is all done. Now remember, I have written patterns if you prefer written patterns, so check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in the information box below. Stay tuned. I'll go ahead and make the same hat, but I'm going to use different weight yarns so that you can make your own using whatever yarn you have. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.